So we're driving to the real Thorn Coffin today to film what will be the first viral video, and which will also be incorporated into our pre-show area. So as people wait for their spirited encounter, they will see the two rich Edwardian gentlemen who bought the haunted house and tried to open it as a tourist attraction before mysteriously vanishing.
We wanted the end result to be in 4:3, but we were filming in widescreen, so when we acted it out, we stuck to one side of the widescreen so it was easier to crop. We acted out the characters having exaggerated movements, lots of pompous looking faces, and excitedly involving the cameraman. Each time the film reel jumped, adding those little transitions, the overexposure, brightness and contrast really sold the idea that it was a physical film reel. I slowed down the frame rate to 12 frames to emulate the standard 8 film stock. The intensity towards the end increases, it zooms in, and for 2 frames at the end, I overlaid the shot of the skull zooming towards the camera as the final chilling moment.
Really what we're trying to do here is we're trying to capture the essence of the Universal classic monster movies from the 1930s up until the 1940s, all of which have portrayed some of the most famous monsters in history. And that's kind of what we tried to do here today, using a lot of practical in-camera stuff, pyrotechnics, which was scary. Sorry, but luckily we've all come out relatively unharmed. We're gonna start on the editing process now, and hopefully what you'll see will be more or less what I had in my head.
For these 2 short films, I made original film scores inspired by classic horror movie scores of the silent movie era. To make film score 1 sound older, I added vinyl dust effects, distortion, and drastically minimized the frequency content. The second video's score was full of dissonant, loud, brassy chords and sweeping strings, and dramatic moments were highlighted with sound effects such as thunder and electrical surges.
I was asked to do Charlie's house in a Gothic style. I started by drawing the house and then adding more Gothic features to it. I started the house in daytime because it's easier to darken it gradually using the acrylic paint. I used a variety of styles by scratching into the paint and adding thicker layers as in an oil painting. Once I had darkened the painting sufficiently enough, I added the lighted windows, the moon and the lamp, and the final detail, of course, was the cat. This cat, of course, is a local visitor to Charlie's house, well known by everybody.
The initial plan was just a crypt opening, trying to get this gothic, dark, Halloween-y vibe.
So that way we've just got it across here. The roof on top, I can probably balance it between the beams and pipework, so that shouldn't be too bad.
With the stone slabs, all it was just a small rectangular block, cutting the edges so it's beveled, and just cutting little details in, and later on going over with paint and finishing with like a paint substance like crud, which it's enough where you can see the defining details. It looks like 3D unless you're really up close looking at the fine detail. It's a 2D flat or 2.5D flat surface. He wanted some time details, so the stained glass is in the design of just a simple hourglass.
It was great to see the video included for the event. For people who hadn't seen it on social media, it was a really great chance to tie the story together. The film reel effect looked fantastic being projected, and we even added an old film projector prop which really connected with the sound design and completed the scene. It was challenging to play as the gatekeeper for the experience, but I got into a rhythm and I really enjoyed seeing people's reactions.
Good evening, everyone. I said good evening. So there's still some life in you. Welcome, I am the gatekeeper. Beyond this gate lies the miserable sanctum of Asper's Thorn, who 300 years ago was snatched from this world for daring to cheat death itself, attempting to control dark and ancient magic.
The three music tracks worked really well together on the night. We spaced them out so that when you're walking through the experience, you hear one track blending into the other track, blending into the other track, and therefore musically there was contrast, different sections of the experience, and also sound design along the way to add a bit more realism. Seeing everyone come and enjoy this event and getting to hear everything in place, I really enjoyed it and was really happy with the final result.
What we tried to do with the characters and story was try and come up with something that would be suitable for all ages, that would be intriguing and slightly spooky but not give anybody nightmares, and I think we managed to get away with that. The look and feel of the costumes obviously comes from Gothic horror. I really doubt they're historically accurate in any way. This was definitely the best Halloween night that we've ever had doing this. We've had so many wonderful people involved with the project, and I think people were really surprised with the show that we put on for them.
Master!